Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. club. As you can see, it's still a little bit cloudy, but it's a nice day. It's a little bit on the cooler side, but it's awesome for vlogging and for walking around. And we've got the little barge here just coming in to tie up, which will make it an interesting backdrop for today's 5 a.m. club. And what I want to do is take you through a book summary, and the book summary today is entitled The Rebel Rules. The Rebel Rules by Chip Conley. And Chip Conley has written this book, and it's a pretty special book. It's pretty interesting, and it has lots of life hacks and business hacks for us to consider. And the key statement that he makes to kick off his book is, it isn't enough to dare to be different. You need to dare to be yourself. What a powerful statement that is, especially in a world where everybody is striving for individualism. All kids want to be individuals. They want to be different, and yet they're all pretty similar to each other. They cover themselves in tattoos. They listen to the same music. They dress the same way, and yet they claim to be individuals. But what the author here says is that what we need to do is embrace our individuality by not trying to be different, but to try to be ourselves, to be our authentic selves, and the person that our parents brought into the world, where we embrace that, we're happy with it, and we make the most of it. So from a corporate perspective, this book is all about trying to identify special leadership traits. And what he says here is that we need to come up with our own plain vocabulary to communicate our visions to ourselves, to our families, and to the people around us. So the key is that we need, as we said, to be able to communicate in simple form so that we can get the message across without too much confusion. The next point that the author makes here is that a leader needs to guide others towards something. You can't be a leader unless you're guiding somebody, including yourself, somewhere. A lot of people seem to think that they're leading or claim that they're leading, but they're not leading anybody. They're just drifting and being part of the flow, and not standing out in an authentic way and in an individual way by being themselves. So years ago, when I joined a startup venture, an IT venture, it was a joint venture between IBM, Lend-Lease, and Telstra. And we had a CEO then, a young CEO, but a very effective CEO. His name was Craig Cameron. And when I read this material coming out of this book, all I can do is remember and think of Craig Cameron, because he was outstanding in many ways. And the thing that he was really good at was explaining his vision, sharing his vision, and bringing the team together, and also delegating that, and empowering employees to be clones of him, so that they knew how he thought, they knew the key things that were important to him, and that they could then incorporate those things into their own work style, so that the organisation could speed up and deliver on the vision, the corporate vision. So what Craig Cameron did, and what the author in his book says, is that you need to keep talking about your vision, and you need to keep on describing it until everyone gets it, absorbs it, and lives it. And the same can happen from a family perspective, from a corporate perspective, from a community perspective. Whatever group you're in, the important thing is that everybody is singing off the same song sheet, and everybody understands clearly what the game plan is and what the shared values are. And the author here just suggests just that everybody needs to be looking in the same direction, and everyone needs to be on the same page. Easier said than done, because each organisation, each group is rife with politics, where people are trying to pull an organisation into different directions based on different needs and different political ambitions. But the important thing for the CEO or for the leader or for the head of the family is to make sure that everybody stays committed to the shared vision and doesn't shift from that vision unless it's a global shift and everybody agrees with it. So what Craig was really good at, and a lot of his directors were good at, one of the directors that he had was Frank Coogan's. And I distinctly remember Frank saying, you are all financial directors. You are all a clone of me. I want you to make decisions based on what decision I would make. So he gave us rules of thumb in order to shape our dealings, shape our decision-making process, so that we could once again act with delegated authority and do the right thing. Because as Frank said, and as Craig Cameron said, at the end of the day, each and every person in a team is the best person in the world at what they do, because they're the only one there to do it. So the author here on point 2 says, give employees a rule of thumb to help them think like the CEO. And that's the sort of thing that both Frank Coogan's and Craig Cameron did, and I've experienced it firsthand. So much so that Craig Cameron, who was the CEO, when it came to doing his performance review, he would set out his goals and his measures, and then he'd give those goals and measures that he was given by the board, and then roll them out to his directors, who would then roll them out to their managers and then to each and every employee. And the question was, what can you do in your job that can help Craig Cameron, the CEO, achieve his goals and his ambitions? So if each and every person in the organisation was working towards the CEO achieving their goals and ambitions, then everybody was pulling in the right direction. And it was really good. I felt so proud. I remember feeling so proud and so special that I could actually see in my job description what I was doing was contributing to not only my job and my performance, but also to my manager's manager, and all the way up to the CEO and the board. Very, very powerful. I haven't seen it since in any other organisation. Nobody has been as transparent as what Craig Cameron was to share with each person in the organisation what their levers were. But it's something that you may want to consider to incorporate in your team, your family, your organisation. Because if people don't understand what you're on about, if people don't understand what you're trying to achieve, how are they going to help you get there? So the bottom line there is to delegate. Be transparent and delegate. I'll just shift to another page now, so just bear with me as I flip my card over. So let's continue here on this path. And the next item on the list here is all about customer service. And I've got to tell you, I've experienced a huge decline in customer experience over the past decade. And I don't know why, but when I was working in the IT industry 20, 30 years ago, the customer always came first. Customer service was an absolute key. So this book here just helps remind us about the importance of customer service, and as a call to action to refocus on customers in order to build a powerful organisation. And the author talks about 3 levels of customer service. The first level is expected customer service. So your organisation basically just does the bare minimum. The second level is called desired customer service, and it's the level that you make people come back. It's just the way they want things to be, so you're meeting their expectations. But the third level is called the unexpected level of customer service. A level of customer service which we all know what it's all about, because once you've experienced it, you will never ever forget it. So the unexpected customer service, according to the author, is the customer service that goes beyond what anyone expects. It feels special. It makes you feel special. It feels like a gift and makes people come back again and again. And not only makes people come back again and again, it also encourages them to tell their friends and tell other people and become ambassadors to your team, to your business, and to what you're trying to achieve, which is where we all want to be, basically. We want to be in a place where people love working with us, love working for us, and love shopping and coming back to buy our product and service time and time again. So how do we go about achieving this unexpected level of customer service from a positive perspective? Is the author talks about the importance of asking a very, very basic question of your staff. And the question goes as follows. You ask your staff to name a place where they themselves received extraordinary customer service, and to identify and articulate and to relive what made it so special. And by coming up with these examples, you can empower and you can stimulate your staff to think about it and to begin to practice it and to try and emulate the experience and behaviour until your customers, knowing that it will make another person feel special as they once did. Because once you've been treated to extraordinary customer service, then you know what it feels like, you know how special it is, and you'll take pride in trying to pass that experience on to other people. So it's all about empowerment, it's all about vision, it's all about sharing the vision, and it's all about enabling your team, your family, your friends, and even enabling yourself to lash out and be you, as opposed to trying to copy and be like anybody else. So if you want to be an individual, then don't load your arms up with tattoos, don't dress like everybody else dresses, don't act, think and talk like everybody else, but invest in your education. Read lots of books, gain lots of experiences, spend your time in wide circles of friendships and friends and social orbits until you develop and express and enhance your own authentic self without being a copy of the people around you, only to look back as you get older and say, what the hell was I thinking and why did I do what I did? Because at the end of the day, I'm not all that individual after all. I just look like every other mug around me. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable. And most importantly, let's take some lessons from this wonderful book. This wonderful book entitled, let me see it, The Rebel Rules by Chip Conley. And be a rebel, but be a rebel with a cause. And that cause is to become an individual, but an authentic individual, rather than a made-up individual that suits and fits in with everybody else. So take care. I look forward to chatting to you again tomorrow from a different location with a different message, and appreciate it. I really, really appreciate the fact that you can join me on this wonderful journey of Jim's 5 a.m. Club, where we try to uplift each other, to empower each other, so that we can grow and develop and get through the morning, get through the day, get through our lives, so that we can then live, learn and pass it on to others and be the wind beneath their wings. Yasas, Pilaka, and bye for now.